Okay. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. So I had to change the link. So what happened was there was a bug and turned out that 4 different links for the live stream turned up. Yeah. So when I went live at like 10 minutes ago, the YouTube link was not updating. So yeah, I had to delete the old link and recreate it. So this is the new one. I shared it on our socials, and now I'm just waiting for some other people to get the memo and join us. Yeah, sorry about that. Let me see. Okay. Okay, yeah, so a couple of updates today. We recently pushed out a product update and check out our socials for that. And then today I will be covering an email automation, which was a request from last week's stream from Extrinsic Aviation. So you requested for a custom automation to filter incoming emails, and yeah, I set that up and I created a kit out of it, and I will share that in this live stream. And also, there's this cool new feature called Taskade Autopilot, which I will show you today. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. And here, give me a sec. Let me just make sure all the links are working. Okay, cool. Let's get started. Okay. How's everyone doing today? One more day to the weekend. Or technically, if it's the evening, if you're in Europe, it's already the weekend. Okay, let's do this. Okay. So today's agenda, I'll be showcasing the new Taskade Autopilot, which is currently still in beta. And then I will show you the automation that I created to filter incoming emails. When I was creating the automation, I realized that we have something similar already, but I did it anyway, and I'll show you how I made it. Okay, so first, maybe I'll show you Taskade Autopilot first. It's still in beta, but it's interesting. So you know that we can create agents and automations and projects with AI using Taskade, but now you can create entire workflows. This just came in like today, like a few hours ago. So this is probably just my second time using it, but it works, and it's actually very interesting. So usually before you could only either create an agent, an automation, or a project, but now you can create everything, which is super cool. Let's start with something simple. So yeah, if you have any ideas, let me know, but I'll just create something generic, maybe like what workspace do I want to create? Blog, right? Well, writing workspace for my team. Click enter and just let it generate, and you'll see what happens. It's very cool. Okay. And yeah, if you have any questions, just leave it in the chat, and I will try my best to answer the questions. And if I don't have the answer, I'll go and find out, and then I'll let you know. Yeah, and as usual, it usually takes a while. This thing is still in beta, but let's just give it some time to cook. While it's doing that, let me show you what I have. So this is the kit that was requested last week. Someone wanted a kit that can filter emails, and then based on the filter, assign a task from that email that you filtered. So basically, I created this thing called the AI Customer Feedback Handling Kit, which I will share in the chat right now. So you can download it for yourself. Okay, and yeah, so this kit has a few things. It has 3 projects, which is the quick start guide, a sample table to show you what the outputs will look like, and a table just to help you get started. An agent called a customer experience resolution agent. So this agent just helps answer your questions if you have any. Ideally, you would train it with knowledge. In this case, yeah, it's just a placeholder agent. The real thing here is the automation. So this thing will filter the email and does all the magic for you. So to use this, click on the link that I shared in the chat and click Add to Workspace. And when you've done that, you'll be prompted on where you want to edit, and I've created it here, customer feedback handling kit. So my projects are here, my agent should be here, and I have an automation here as well. Okay, so before we dive into this one, let's see if the create page has worked. And no, it broke. It's okay. Let's try it again. I'll give it a refresh. Let me see. Let's create a refresh again. SEO optimization key. Okay. All right. So let's try to create later again. Yeah. So now it's working. Yeah, I realize I'm jumping around a lot. So, okay, let's focus. Let's not do the create. Let's just dive straight into email workflow. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This is the quick start guide. Basically, if you don't know what this kit is about, this quick start guide will teach you how to use it. This is the sample table, and this is the table that you'll be actually doing your work on. The fields in this table are very generic. These are just things that I thought of. You can replace it to suit your own workflows. So right now, this is customer email, customer experience, which I will show you why it's called customer experience in a bit. Suggested action from the AI, and customer feedback. Okay, so in this case, I'm just gathering customer feedback, and I want to plonk it all into this table. The agent is just there if you want to chat with it, but I don't. So the automation is where the magic happens, and I'll show it to you now. Okay, so I know this wasn't Mailhook. This was, to create this automation, what we want to do is we want to add a trigger, and the trigger should be a Gmail trigger. And you would connect it to your Gmail. Yeah, this one. And the trigger is new email. So basically, every time a new email comes in, this automation will trigger if it's turned on, and this one is turned on. Okay, I'll turn it off for now. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, I didn't save. Uh-oh. Let me do that again. Choose. Okay. And save. Okay. So it will refresh every 15 minutes. But sometimes it takes a little bit longer. When I was testing this, it took about like maybe 20 minutes. So what this means is it will comb every single email that you receive. It's just that there's a 15 to 20 minutes delay before it actually triggers. And when it triggers, it just combs through everything and runs the automation. So if it doesn't trigger immediately, I have a solution for that, which I'll show you right at the end of this. But for now, if for this automation to work, you want it to be new email. And then this is a filter. So the way I got this is, okay, I click the plus sign, and then I type filter. And this only continue if. And yeah, so what I did here was I chose the data to be the new email and the subject line of the email here. And then the condition is exactly matches. And then the value is up to you. So in this demo, my value is feedback for your event. So any email with the subject line feedback for your event will run in this automation. So if you want, later we can experiment and change the value here. But for now, it's feedback for your event. And then what I did was I did a customer feedback analysis here, which is categorized with AI. So what I mean by this is this. Instead of like writing the whole prompt yourself, we actually created the prompt for you. And in this case, I want AI to do some customer feedback for me. So it should be here. Yeah. Click here. And this is what I mean by the prompt. The team has already created a prompt for you. So the outputs it will recommend an action for you. And then it will let you know if it's a positive or negative experience, like the sentiment of it. And yeah. This is what it looks like. So the input, which is the item that you want this AI to analyze, in this case is your email body. So Why the email body is because you receive an email, it continues based on the subject line, and usually the main info of it is in the body. So we give the AI the email body, and then tell it to run the customer feedback analysis that is already been trained to do. So that's the only job you have to do here. Just tell it to read the email body, and this can be anything. This can be a task, project, whatever, up to you. And then after it reads this thing, I told it to add a task. So this action is called add task. I think there's a little bit of background noise. Let me. Okay, better now. Complete silence. Okay, so this action is called add task. I wanted to add a task in this project. So this project on the left here that we created, the customer feedback tracker. You can choose the block, but I didn't. The content I chose to be sender's email, and I'll show it to you after this. Position can be start or end, up to you. It just basically means which part of the project it appears in. And then, so the fields. I'll delete the fields and I'll do it with you so that you have an idea of how to do it. So right now you added a task. The task, the first field in the project is sender's email. So now you want to edit the custom fields yourself. What you do is you click add fields, and here my table had 3 different columns, which were customer feedback, suggested action, and customer experience. So I'll just add that. Customer feedback is what the customer says. So it would be in the body. So the customer sends me an email, the feedback is in the body. And then suggested action, maybe I'll do customer experience first. So this is what the AI thinks the customer experience was after conducting the feedback analysis step. It will be this. Click add, and then it would be sentiment. So based on this action, this is the sentiment here. Okay. And then the final one would be suggested action, which is what the AI thinks you should do. Okay. And that would be action recommendation. Okay. And after that, I did a branch here. You don't really have to, but honestly, I just created a branch just to make it look cool. Okay. And it's split into paths. To do the branch, click the plus sign and type branch. Here you go. Split into paths. And you have A and B. So basically, it's like a filter on its own. If A happens, it will run A. If B happens, it will run B. So I'm leaving A alone for now. I'm going to B. Okay, so technically, based on the feedback, you can have 2 different kinds of customer sentiment. It could be positive or negative. So maybe for A, let's do positive, and B, let's do negative. So what happens if someone has a negative experience? And then for A, what happens if someone enjoys themselves? So maybe if A, customer feedback analysis sentiment exactly matches positive, then it would trigger the step here. So let's say, what would I do if someone has a positive experience? Maybe I just send them a thank you email. I do Gmail. Maybe I create a draft email. Maybe I send an email to, who do I send it to? I send it to the person who sent me this email in the first place. So it was a sender's email. Subject line, thank you. Yeah, thanks for submitting the survey. Glad you had a good time. Okay, just something basic here. Okay, and I need to connect to Gmail. Okay, save it first so I don't lose anything. Okay, so this one this is path A. Let's just rename it path condition, positive experience. Positive. And then for B, let's do negative. Okay, so negative, I think, is where the most important step is, because you can just run the automation, and if everyone has a good time, that's good. But if someone has a bad time, you want to assign it to an actual human to go and remedy the situation, and this is how you do it. Negative, so the customer feedback analysis, the condition meets negative, meaning, this guy didn't have fun. So what I do is I will remember that I added a task in this flow. I will assign a task In the inset project, the add task ID just means this thing. So from here, I will assign it to myself. So my team has 2 people, Taskade, Stark, and Testing Tom. So let's just assign it to myself. So basically what happens is this will just, ideally, this will just run for days, months, and you forget about it. But in the occasion that you get a negative review, it will assign a task for you, and you will get an email notification saying that, oh, this guy had a negative experience or something. So yeah, there we go. And this is what our branch looks like. So I'll save it. And okay, so here's the thing that not really, it kind of confused me when I was creating this, because when you do the new email action, a trigger, I mean, it runs every 15 minutes. So that just means is, what that just means is, if I turned on this automation right now, I would have to wait 15 minutes before I find out that it's working or not. So quick workaround is to just delete this. Don't be afraid. Everything will still be there. Delete the trigger first and do a mail hook trigger. So mail hook is instant. So you don't have to wait 15 minutes. You can send an email right now and test if your logic works. So this is the unique email for this flow. So whoever sends an email to this mail hook trigger will trigger this automation. So if you want to spam me right now, you can, but I won't get any emails because I think the automation will filter it. No, it won't. I will still get spam. So please don't spam me. Okay. Anyway, okay. So let's test it out. The mail hook is this. I will copy the mail hook. I have an email open here. Okay, let's see. The recipients would be this, the trigger for the mail hook. The subject line. Okay, so the filter now, mail hook subject line, exactly matches. So what we want it to be. So let's just have this simple subject line, live stream 1. So whenever the subject line contains the words live stream now, this automation will trigger. Live stream 1, this automation will trigger. Let's just save, force of habit. Here we go, subject line, live stream 1. And then this is how I just test the automation myself. And then customer feedback analysis, it will run the whole analysis. It's going to add a task. Okay, everything checks out. It's going to split into paths, negative here, positive here, send email, assign task. If it's negative. Okay, let's write a negative review right now. Okay, so what negative review should we write? I hated the food in the event. The potatoes were rotten. And the music was too loud. I think I'm becoming a professional hater right now. Okay, what else? The floor was too slippery. Waiters were excellent though. So this should be about manager. I had a bad time. Okay, send it. Okay, send it. Okay, now we just wait. Oh man, I didn't trigger the automation. I didn't turn it on. Okay, so that's not gonna work. Give me a sec. Let me just show you my face now while I resend the email so you don't read my personal emails. Okay, I'm just going to send the exact same email. Give me a sec. Let me just double check that I've turned on the automation. No, it's on. Okay, I'm going to resend the whole email and I'm going to show it to you right now. Here. Okay, so same thing again. Just now I didn't turn on the automation, so it didn't work. So subject line live stream 1. I'm just gonna copy the body here. Okay. And then send it to this one, the mail hook trigger. Live stream 1. Okay. Send it. Message sent. Okay, so okay. Yeah, so now I turn it on. So remember, this green button on the top right must be on. Okay, and then let's wait and see history. It's running right now. Give it a sec. Once it's finished running, we'll check the table and make sure that everything is working. I see a comment here. Is the mail hook trigger specific each automation created? Yes. So every single automation you create has its own mail hook trigger. You can share it with your team or anyone else, but every new automation has its own mail hook trigger. I don't think there's a way to have a universal trigger, at least for now. But yeah, it's all specific mail hook triggers, like the address. Yeah. Okay, let's just refresh this page. Okay, so completed. So now let's see the project here. Yeah, so this is how I know that the automation works, because I know I sent the email to myself and it was a negative experience. So the feedback of this customer was basically the body of the body of the email, and then the suggested action is address food quality concerns because the potatoes were rotten. Use fresh produce, and then adjust the volume of the music to suit a wide audience. Enhance floor safety measures to prevent any slip hazards. I think someone slipped, right? Yeah, floor is too slippery. And then maintain the excellent service delivered by the staff while addressing other areas of concern. So this might seem pretty basic, but I assume this is something that, like, you just want to let it run. And when something happens, this kind of like just guides you to the right way to handle the situation. So you know what's working, what's not working. So this is just one email. Imagine if you have like 1,000 emails. So I don't think you can like actively go and like dive in and see what's wrong. So this points you the right direction. And it should have assigned it to me, but I hit the assignee. Okay, so Taskade start. It assigned it to me. So we can test it one more time. Let's see. Compose. Let's send it again. This time, let's try. Let me see. So live stream one again. What did I want to do here? Let's see. I want to assign it to someone else, right? Okay. Let's fix the trigger automation first. Now let's change something just to make sure that the assigned task works the way I want it to. So right now, let's assign it to testing Tom. And always remember to save your automation. Okay. And now we test it. It should be a negative review. So what would be the negative review now? Let's just say some generic thing. I did not like the drinks. The water was salty, and the temperature was too cold. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes you get this kind of weird emails. So yeah, authorities. Okay, let's send it again. And now we wait for the automation to work. I think there's another question here. Can you forward emails to the trigger? I personally have not tried it yet, but I don't see why it wouldn't work, because forwarding means you just send the whole email over. I do think it will work. Let's. Okay, maybe let's try forwarding it. There's this email. This was the first email, right? Let's forward it to the mail. Oh no, you know what? I actually think the forwarding won't work, because in this case we have a filter. So if you forward the email, actually it might work. No, let's just test it out. I think it won't, but let's just try. Mail hook, we copy the email here. The reason why I think it won't work is because the subject line will be different. Forward the whole message here. Let's just try. Okay, let's. If it works, it will appear below the table. But let's just see. Okay, so right now the trigger here, the condition for it is exactly matches. But I assume If I changed it, okay, let's let the automation run first. Let's see if it finished the run. Okay, what time is it now? Yeah, so this latest one would be the one that we forwarded. So I don't think it will, yeah, just let it run. But let's check the previous one that we sent. Okay, so yeah, it did assign to Testing Tom, and Testing Tom said didn't like the drinks, was going to complain to the authorities, salty water, temperature too cold. Suggested action, investigate the cause of the salty water and adjust temperature settings to further improve future customer experiences. Okay, there we go. But yeah, as you can see here, it didn't really work with the forwarded email. So in this case, it didn't work. Let's check it out. Yeah, I think it won't work, but I just want to try it out just for the sake of it. Filtered. Yeah, it got filtered out. So the filter worked. That means the subject line didn't match. Maybe if we change the filter, it might work. Let me see. Maybe if we do, instead of exactly matches, we do contains. So as long as the subject line contains the words live stream 1, the filter will pass through. I don't know if it will work. Let's try. Save it. And then we send the mail hook again. Okay. This one, right? This guy, he hates the. Okay. Okay. Now we just wait and see if it works. Yeah. How do I check it? I go to history. Yeah, so it's running. Just give it a sec. There's a question saying, is the custom SMPT sorted? Hi, JVJ, thanks for your question, but unfortunately, I don't know what you mean. Was this a question for Dion, maybe? Yeah, I will send him a text, and I think if he has your contact, I'll tell him to follow up with you, because I don't know what you mean by custom SMPT. Sorry, man. All right, give me a sec. Let me see. Okay. Oh, completed. Did it work? Ooh, let's check. Let's go to the project. Oh, it works. Okay, cool. So you can forward the mail hook. You can forward emails to your mail hook. Yeah, so it works. There we go. Customer feedback. It was a forwarded message from me. And wow. Okay, thanks, man. I didn't know this works. So we learned something new today, that you can forward email to the mail hook. I thought it was just send, but yeah, this is cool. Okay, so there we go. We know that it works. And this is just for like testing the mail hook, right? Now that we know the mail hook works, the logic here is that we know that the flow works, but maybe we don't want to always have to forward emails. Maybe we just want it to run on its own. I'll turn it off for now because I don't want to be spammed. What you can do is delete the mail hook, add a trigger. Your trigger can be everything, can be anything. For me, with Gmail, connect to your Gmail account and trigger a new email. And basically, the whole logic stays the same here. And only the trigger changes. So basically, instead of you forwarding a mail hook or sending an email via the mail hook, this just crawls your whole email every 15 minutes. So you can technically go to sleep and let the automation handle everything for you. When you wake up tomorrow, if there is a problem, the AI summarizes the results for you, and you just have to go in and solve the problems. And if someone had a good experience, you don't really have to worry because the automation automatically sends them a thank you email. So that's the beauty of this automation. So yeah. Okay, so there's another question. Sorry guys, there's a delay for me receiving the question. So I'm not ignoring you. I'm just, there's just a delay. Use case is forward a customer email to Taskade automation and create a list of tasks based on the information in the email body. Okay, so this one is a filter. We assign the task. Creating a list, you would use a similar flow to this. Let me see. Create a task. I will follow the email comment. Once the task has been created, I want to follow the email communication for the customer and assign next steps. Okay, I understand what you're trying to do here. So in this case, we don't really need this anymore because I showed you guys how to use it. So we delete the branch. Okay, so right now email comes in. There's a filter here, customer analysis. I'm adding a task. So right now what you want to do is you want to, in that task itself, you want to be linked back to that original email that it came from. Let me see if there's a way here. Let me see if the add task in the content. Oh, you can add an email URL to the content. So let me see what we can do here. So the question from Extrinsic Aviation is once the task has been created, you want to follow the email communication and assign the next step. So we already did the assign part, but you want to follow the email communication, meaning like you in the table, you want to be able to like click that link and it opens the email. I think that's what you're trying to do. Ooh, no, save it. Okay, so right now, this is the current table that we have. So in order for us to add a URL, we would just click add and it would be a text. Let me see, maybe email link. Yep, email link, and then we go back to the automation. In the add task tab, okay, there is a new custom field now, which is called email link. There we go. The email link, ideally, when you click on it, it would open the email for you, right? Okay. Let me see, send us email. I just want to make sure. Date, no. Email message ID, email URL. Email URL makes sense, but I've never tested this before. So now we will find out. Okay. And again, I will just change the trigger here. So mail hook or mail like it's just no difference here. Why I'm choosing mail hook right now is because I want to test it in real time and I don't want to waste 15 minutes with you guys waiting for automation to run. Okay. Let's just double check, continue with live stream 1. Here, email body, yes. Add a task here. Okay. Save, turn it on. This was supposed to be mail hook. Okay, so copy the email. Let me just double check again. I don't want to get this wrong. And then email link would be, okay, there's no way for me to test it right now because if I do mail hook, it doesn't have email URL as one of the actions. So for this to work, you need the trigger to be Gmail here. Yeah, but unfortunately, I can't test it for you in real time right now because my issue here is if I send an email right now, it would take 15 minutes, but sometimes it takes longer. And if it doesn't work, then we have to wait together and just like stare at the screen and wait for the automation to run. But yeah, so everything here works. It's just that this step, which I know what you're trying to do here. So this is what you would ideally do. Email link, email URL, and if it works, ideally the email URL will be here. So you have your where it came from. I'll show you a sample table. You know what? The email link will be here. Who it's assigned to, the customer experience, action, feedback, and the email link. So maybe you see this and you want to read the email. You click on the link and it brings you to the email. Yeah. So that should work, but you know what? Let me test it out. We can't do that today, but I will try and create something, and then next week's live stream, I will test this out, the emailing part. So this is good feedback. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, so that was the email filter step. So right now, I just have one more thing to show you guys, which was the Taskade autopilot, which is currently in beta. So this is what it looks like. Just now we just let it run, and basically what happened was we wrote a prompt and then it created a whole workspace for us. So I think my prompt was create an SEO optimization workflow. So it created, what is this? I think it's a project, yeah, a project, an agent, an automation, and an agent here. And if you click deploy, it will create a workspace for you. So yeah, but I don't really want to do that. You know what? Let me try. Let's see if we can create the workflow that I just made for us. It might be a stretch because it's still in beta, but let's test it out. Create a table to keep my emails. Create a workflow to filter emails. I want a table to store all my emails. Create an automation with a mail hook trigger and a okay, let me create. You know, I don't know if this will work. It's quite complex. Yeah, just let it run. Okay, so there's the email management table, and we let it create further. Oh, it changed the emoji, did it? Yeah, so you can see that it's generating. So perhaps I think a feedback that I will tell the team is some kind of thing to let me know that it's creating the workflow, so that I know it's still running. But yeah, just let it create. The automation there, automatically categorize and organize emails by inserting relevant data into a row. Okay, so it has an email management table, an agent, and an automation. Should I deploy or should I wait? Let's give it like just 30 more seconds maybe. And yeah, any questions you have, please feel free to let me know. Yeah, okay. Okay, I think this is it. Yeah, so one thing that could be improved there is possibly like something to just let you know that the AI is running. So let's just click deploy to Taskade. And it creates a workspace for you. So yeah, this was me testing this feature out. So there's a few AAA here. Okay, so there's a table here. Nice, it created a table, but isn't exactly what I'm looking for. But let me see. Oh, by the way, this is the new table view. So you have your action sheet view here, but a new update that came out today is the new table view here, and you can add filters and sort by due date and everything. Let me see, created date. Yeah, so you can group things up and filter them. I haven't played around yet, so yeah. But I saw in a weekly meeting that our engineers had like very cool filters, so they changed the colors in the table. So that's possible here, but I'm still a potato with this, so I haven't played around with it yet. Maybe next week I'll show you how it actually is supposed to look. Okay, then the automation is supposed to have a mail hook. Cool. Okay, so this was what it created. I'm actually quite surprised because it understood what I was trying to do. So I told it I want to filter emails with a mail hook trigger. So mail hook, and then there's this find email action, but you have to find the emails yourself, and then okay, behavior continue or fail. So ideally, if nothing is found, you would fail it. Fields are oh cool. Okay, so you can further like set the filter, and then for this one it set the automation to update Google Sheets and then categorize with AI and find tasks. I don't think you need these two steps. Yeah. Yeah, so mail hook, find emails, and then when you get the email, put it inside Google Sheets, or you can also just add tasks and add it to the Taskade table. So yeah, so the link for here, let me type it in the chat, taskade.com/create. play around with it. Just came out today, so give it some chance. But yeah, so this would be the perfect way for you to get started with Taskade. Like, if you want to create something and you don't have an idea for it, instead of waiting for me in the live stream, you can just try it and the AI will do it for you. And maybe next week's live stream, I'll just show the link and then let the AI do the presenting for you. Okay, I guess that's it. I think we covered everything this week. So yeah, I added a note to myself, which was mail hook to test the trigger. So we went through Taskade Autopilot Beta, which was taskade.com/create. And then we created a custom automation together to filter incoming emails. And we found out that forwarding emails to the mail hook works as well. You just have to make sure that your filter is set correctly. Okay, and package it into a kit. It is already a kit. I shared it with you in the chat just now. Do I still have it here? Yes, I do. All right, I will share it with you one more time. Yep, link to the kit is in the chat. Okay, and yeah, game changer. I just asked Create to help me with this use case. It works. Awesome, man. Yeah. Yeah. So I hope you guys had a good time today and you managed to learn something. I definitely learned something. I learned that you can forward emails to your mail hook. That's super cool. And I learned that Taskade/create helps you get a head start on whatever you want to create. So that's really good as well. Okay. I would like to know when it's done. Yeah, so I think for the taskade.com/create page as well. Oh, I closed it. Ideally, I would want something just to indicate that the create AI has finished working. And yeah. Okay, wonderful work, team. Oh, thank you. Love all the AI updates, and us long-time users don't mind the beta bugs. We get it. Thanks for the early access. No problem. I think one thing that I enjoy about working with Taskade is the engineering team is very passionate. So they're always creating stuff, and when you give feedback and it actually reaches the engineering team, they put in hours like crazy overtime and weekend hours just to push out that feature. And then it's on me, the live stream team, and the social media team to just let you guys know that that feature has been on, and that's what we are actively working on. So in these weekly streams, what we want to show you guys is how to use Taskade. And basically, if you requested something, we want to show you that we have worked on it and it works. Yep. Okay, that's all the time that I have this week. So thank you guys for joining me. It was fun. I'm getting used to the streams again. If you are in America time, San Fran especially, good morning. I hope you have a good week and ahead. And if you are in European time, it's already 6:50. Time to chill out. It's the weekend. Then yeah, I'll see you guys next week, same time. Yeah, thanks for joining me. Take care.